opens the court of their Majesties of the Outlands, Bela and Narissa, on this 8th day of January, AS 56.
Is everyone comfortable?
Please make yourselves comfortable.
First of all, I want to thank everyone who's here today. We know this is a little out of the normal from what we normally do here in the Outlands. We're really looking forward to getting to see everybody at Caerthe 12th night today. But due to COVID situation, we had to cancel that event. But thank you to everyone that could scramble and make today happen for the three very worthy candidates that we need to elevate today.
One of the greatest things about the Outlands is our ability to be flexible and adapt. And when things arose, we had to make changes, and everybody answered the call with grace. And so I thank you so much. As His Majesty said, this is not normal. But these are not normal times, and we want to be sure that these good nobles are celebrated. So thank you for joining us here today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to see that we can move and shake when necessary to get certain things done that are really important. And this is an honor, and it's exciting that we can come together. And for those watching from home, thank you for lending your spirit to this happenstance and giving it more gravitas.
Though these are unpredictable times, thank you all for, as we've all said, for being willing to make adjustments to all of the plans that we had in place. And thank you for coming forward with smiles and flexibility and the kindness in your hearts to be able to make this happen so that these very worthy gentles can be recognized as planned.
For the Order of the Laurel that's going to be joining us shortly, we know this is cold and it's concrete, so please don't feel the need to kneel. Just make sure that there's a path for the candidates to get in, and try to be mindful of those people behind you so that they can see.
Since olden times, life was often made more gracious and history preserved through the works of artists and craftsmen. Untold hours were spent in the creation of masterworks that would outlive them in beauty and service for the love of the art alone. In the second year of the society, the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel was ordained and instituted, a fit mark of a peer recognized for excellence in the arts and sciences. A companion of the Order of the Laurel is an artisan, but also has knowledge of the martial sciences and the well hand of chivalry from which they flow, and has given time and works to the benefit of the commonwealth. The crown now calls before them the companions of the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel here present. The crown now calls for Isabella de Calais to come before the court and company.
Your Majesties, your Royal Highnesses, assembled nobles, peers, gentles, and guests, it is my great honor to introduce to you a singular lady who brings beauty to all around her and has chosen to make this her home. O unique glory that is our present age, Lady of wisdom, graceful and divine, to whom all who are worthy of remembrance will cheer with deepest joy. Your memory here will be eternal, and nor can old time himself with ruinous hand wreak dire destruction of your lovely name. Over him you will win a great victory. And since you are a model of all virtue, I wish you, noble lady, that I might sing your praises, for as much as we revere and adore you. Your Majesties, now before you comes Isabel de Calais, who bears to arms to wit, as your on a pile argent, a lily purpure, an iris of merit of Anstiora, ardent heart of the Outlands, flower and beacon of the desert, bearer of the cipher of the Queen of the Outlands, cordon of honor of Caerthe, a companion of the Order of Evan, a lily at errant Soul, and a companion of the jubilant pride.
Lady Isabel, have you undertaken to accept companionship into the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel that was offered to you at Caerthe Investiture?
I have.
This greatly pleases us. Henceforth, you shall bear responsibility for your words and deeds.
Mistress Tatiana. Please, read this here.
So, we have unconcluded business. Years ago, when I first met you, I knew that we would be here one day, that you were destined to be a member of this order. And I knew that you didn't need much help in the skills or research, but I wanted to be able to lend aid to you in your path moving from kingdom to kingdom, just as I had. It's at times a path that requires a lot more challenge than a more direct path. And in that vein, it's taken many hands, and you've had some amazing foster laurels as you've moved around. Though she could not be here today, I know that Comtesse Isabella sends her love and wishes that she could be here as well. So I would like to release you as my apprentice, because you have now become my peer. I'll remove this belt that I made for you and gift it back so that you may keep it or give to your future progeny if you so desire. Yeah. And we will instead replace it with this belt. That you'll wear it and think of me, though we may not be together. I'll always be with you in heart. Here, I can pass them if you would like to say your words.
On behalf of the Comtesse Isabella Dalio, Queen of Edinburgh, she sends her greetings. She wanted me to tell you how very proud she is to see and know that you will be standing here this day to give your answer to the Majesties. You have made an incredible journey, and all of us are very proud of you and proud to have you stand with us. And she releases you from your obligations to her as well. Bring forth the medallion. Let these medallions be passed from hand to hand from members of the order assembled here to symbolize the bond that you will share with them. Graf Johann, Mistress Asta, Master Reed, Master Anton, Countess Melissa. As members of the peerage, do you now affirm that Isabel has shown in gentle virtue and chivalric grace the hallmarks of a true peer?
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, of the knightly virtues, franchise, the characteristic demonstration of free nobility is the true mark of a peer of the society. And the Honorable Lady Isabel de Caerthe exhibits the noblesse de heart of franchise to a T, through her bearing, her generosity, her treatment of others. She demonstrates that fine nobility that we so seek among our peers. She inspires not only through creation, but also through word and deed, elevating this community through her generosity, through her gentility, and through her courtesy. It is said that franchise can only be grown into, and she has done and will continue to so do. In the Outlands, she has flourished, giving of her time and skill to clothe baron and king. But beyond that, she has embraced this challenging era in which we now live and provided light and instruction, reaching an audience that even the largest hall could not fill. And for that, we, the Order of Chivalry, wholly recommend to your Royal Majesties the Honorable Isabel de Caerthe for the accolade of the law.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Your Majesties. I have the pleasure to speak on behalf of Master 3 today. His words are, Your Royal Majesties, I send word to you today as I am unable to be in attendance to this most special day, having only just returned from the dread lands of Argonia. I wish to speak of this gentlewoman, Isabella de Caerthe, and her great works in the realm of the arts. Isabella began her path in the solar kingdom of Angel, where she shined as brightly as her realm. In time, fates brought her to our mighty kingdom, where she continues to shine both as an artisan and as well as a noble and kind soul. She is a truly talented artisan. Her attention to detail is only surpassed by her raw skill and willingness to share her work and her knowledge, enriching not only her home barony, but the kingdom as a whole. She has long been an inspiration to me and continues to do so with her meticulous attention to historic accuracy, as well as the passion that flashes in her eyes as she tells you about her latest endeavor. I will always be deeply in debt for her contributions to making my own elevation special. In my eyes, she is already my peer, only needing to be recognized by your most royal majesties. On behalf of my good brothers and sisters of the most bright and noble order of the laurel, I truly believe that our kingdom and our order will be greatly enriched by this gentlewoman joining us. And I proudly welcome her and call her sister.
For those who don't know, I'm Master Richard Magooth. I am from the Kingdom of Angel. I have known Isabel since we were in college. We were way, way younger than we actually are now. It has been a long journey. With Pelican, we do service. That is what we're known for. Without service, a lot of this will not ever happen. But service comes in multiple forms. Every time you teach somebody else how to do something, you have committed an act of service. You have enriched our kingdom, our society, the known world when you do those acts of services, when you teach new people, when you make largesse out of your art. That is an act of service. Ever since I've known you, you have always done acts of service through your art. And you have also done actual service in holding offices in colleges, which is not ever very fun to do because they are rough. And then you got to hold the office, and then you got to do your homework and study, but you still did it, and you have not stopped. And yeah, let's not say how long.
We don't count years anymore.
Yeah, let's go decades, it's a smaller number. Well, you've non-stop done your service. And as a Pelican, I think of you as your equal with your service that you have committed through your arts. And I wholly endorse what you was ordered.
Your Majesties, Your Highness, Honorable Lady, I bring the words of Maestra Elena de Glastonbury. Your Majesties, Your Highness, good populace all. My name is Maestra Elena Isabella de Glastonbury, and I speak on behalf of the Order of Defense. Isabelle de Calais is one who gives generously of her time and talents. How many fencers have had their garb improved through her classes, her health, or just by watching her casually walk around in gorgeous garb? I personally got to meet her shortly after she moved to Caerthe, as she is another crazy enough to walk around in her corset. Many people told me I should go meet her, that we had a lot in common. I'm so glad I did. She inspired me to dress better, and her knowledge of the late period dress from multiple countries is impressive. When she moved here, she immediately got involved, helping with households and making sure people dress their best. She hasn't stopped, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Your Majesty, on behalf of the Order of Defense, I am so excited to recommend Isabel for the most honorable order of the laurel.
I got to meet this good candidate in my previous home of Maitenbelt, and I could not share the day I fell in love with you, which is also you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So, Casca just won crown, and we stood side by side and welcomed like a never-ending queue of people, right? And it was like love and hugs and kisses and tears and how can we serve you? How can we serve you? What can we do? And that's a lot. That's a lot. Casca was always cool. Cool was new to me, right? All this love, all this love. And next to me, I hear my hero prince say to this gaggle of awesome love that was giggling and giving him group hugs. And all I could hear him say was, the only thing I want from my reign is garb for my girl, so she can feel beautiful. So she can look in the mirror and love her. Because I was standing there in these like Disneyland Mickey Mouse like spinner brooches that I found at Goodwill that I thought were super sick. And they were brass and they looked gold, but it was like I had kind of learned how to make my own fitted thing because I was also a curvy girl, and it's hard to find hand-me-down garb for curvy girls, right? So I had just like hand-me-down under and this Viking that I had tried to make that Melanie was giving me poop about the entire day. With my Mickey Mouse brooches, hearing my hero say, I just want her to feel pretty. And the next event, this beautiful candidate says, could I have a little bit of your time? And I said, yes, let's hang out. And she sat me down, and she had this beautiful wooden box, and she opens up this box, and she had all these trinkets and wooden and metal stuff like I had never seen, right? And she begins to tell me how she had researched these Greek personas and all of these hairstyles and could maybe try these things because you've got longer hair and it might be fun. And I know you run around a lot, and I know you're a mom, but I bet I could do some stuff that won't move. And I'm like, I run really fast. I don't want myself to be like, run. She's like, I got you. And then, she's so excited. She's got books, and she's showing me pottery, and I'm just like, her energy, right? And that smirk. So my heart's like, woo, we're gonna be best friends. But all at the same time, like my mama brain was like, let's stop talking about me. Can we talk about my daughter? Like, would you help my daughter feel pretty? Because she's the one that deserves to be beautiful. I'm cool. I got a job to do. I'm a worker bee. I'm not a pretty bee, right? And she was so patient with me. She was like, that's nice. That's nice. And we'll take care of her too. But you're important. I was like, shh, nah, shing, shing, nope, bullets deflected. No, I'm not. And she was so patient with me. And she kept reeling me back in. And she was like, that's fine. We're going to take care of her too. And you. And you. And that day, I walked away being able to start dreaming about being a beautiful, pretty, inspiring, Grecian, maybe badass queen from head to toe. And you gave me a strength that I didn't ever know I wanted.
and he took the time for me that day. And as a royal peer, my job as a Lady of the Rose is to hug the hell out of his kingdom and bring people together and lift them up. And that's what you did for me that day, and I know that that's what you're going to continue to do. And I'm so happy that we share a kingdom again, and that you kick so much ass. I'm so proud of you. I wholeheartedly endorse this candidate. Thank you for your time.
Gentle peers, we thank you for your wise counsel. Bring forth lightning, the great sword of state. Isabel de Calais, you have been deemed fit for this high estate by your peers, and have indicated your willingness to accept this accolade from our hands. Will you now swear by all that you hold sacred, true, and holy, that you will honor and defend the crown and kingdom of the Outlands?
I will.
That you will persevere in your pursuit of excellence in the arts and sciences, thereby bringing greater glory to your order, your good name, and the kingdom of the Outlands.
I will.
That you will share your skills with those who have an earnest desire to learn.
I will.
That you will be courteous and honor your peers of the chivalry, of the laurel, of the pelican, and of the defense.
I will.
That you will conduct yourself in all manners as befits a peer. Continuing to practice the virtues of chivalry, nobility, personal integrity, to the benefit of your own good name and to the greater glory of the Outlands.
I will.
And having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Bela and Narissa, by right of arms and grace and favor, King and Queen of the Outlands, proclaim you, Isabel de Calais, to be a companion in the ancient and honorable order of the laurel.
Accept from our hands this medallion.
Is there a chaplet?
There is, Your Majesties. This was put forth and made with loving hands by Comtesse Isabella Dalio, and she has asked us to bring this to you. Like all of us, she's very proud of you.
Yes, help with that. This chaplet, made from the noble plant which your order derives its name, was in ancient times the preeminent mark of excellence. Wear it then in token of the high esteem that your order views you as. Continue to inspire others in excellence in the areas that bring most joy.
Let the mantle be brought forward. This mantle was made by those who love you.
Don't lean towards it. Here, hand down. Yes, knee lean is better.
Remember to support our populace with like generosity as they walk their own paths.
this day do I render
homage and fealty
homage and fealty
to my sovereign Lord and Lady,
to my sovereign Lord and Lady,
Bela and Narissa,
by right of arms,
by right of arms,
King and Queen of the Outlands,
who will from this day forward
be my liege lord and liege lady.
I will remain true in all ways,
Serving them faithfully.
This do I swear,
By my honor and my high ideals,
which I hold as a peer of this realm.
so say I, Majesties Isabelle de Calais.
We hear your oaths and accept your fealty. And do pledge to you that from this day forward until the end of our reign, you are our liege woman. We will defend your rights as a peer and protect your order. And we will protect the trust that you have placed in us, mighty with justice, tempered with mercy. Arise, Maestra Isabella. Let the scroll be read.
Exultation and joy mark this glorious day when we, Bela, King by right of arms of the Outlands, and Narissa, our Queen and Patroness of the arts, greet you well. Know ye that we have undoubtedly and with great pleasure observed and have been graciously and humbly appraised of the talents of our most esteemed subject, Isabella. Our good and loving Isabella has shown great mastery in the making of fine garments and the generosity of conveying to the gentles of this, our Majesty's realm. Her knowledge and as her heart guides, she has shown herself, albeit in her undergarments, to love and care. To love and care for our subjects, and her mastery has brightened the known world. Inasmuch as we heartily trust that this is also to your pleasure and comfort, do we uplift her and humbly create her as a mistress of the right and noble order of the laurel. In our benevolence, do we further elevate and affirm by this our letters patent those arms given her by our College of Arms, to wit, azure on a pile argent, a lily purpure. Such arms are for the sole and private use of Mistress Isabella in our land and beyond. Given under our signet at our Barony of Caerthe, this 8th day of January, the 56 years of our society being 2022 in the common reckoning of our Majesty's years.
3 cheers.
3 cheers for Mistress Isabella! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
Please join your peers. First aid gender boss.
The crown now calls the Honorable Lady Marian Forrester to come before this court in company.
Your Royal Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, assembled nobility, good gentles, friends, and family all. Now comes before you the Honorable Lady Marian Forrester, a talented hypocriter and teacher. She has heard a lady from Northfield, a purple French from the Middle Kingdom, a Taurus and a Poland, Karen, Swan from Caltier. Also, this fair Roman flower holds his ruler's cup of Caerthe. This wondrous artist bears the arms, vert, a semi of dragonflies, argent. She comes before you to answer the questions presented to her at Caerthe investiture. Your Royal Majesties and Highnesses, the Honorable Lady Marian Forrester.
Marian, I believe you have some business to attend to.
I do. I have been released from my obligations to my Pelican, Master Modar Neslinich in Calentier, and my Laurel, Lirial de la Forêt. However, I would like to say a quick thank you to my Laurel, my foster Laurel here
Jean Marie. Please. Thank you so much for your guidance, for your friendship. It has been invaluable to me, and I thank you so much for helping me down this road.
When I took you as my foster, we talked about being a light in them. Thank you for being a beacon and a fire, and God will know to come to our aid. I can't wait to call you sister in the kingdom.
Your Ladyship Marion, have you undertaken to accept companionship into the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel that was offered to you at Caerthe Investiture?
I have.
This greatly pleases us.
Bring forth the medallion. Let these medallions be passed from hand to hand by members of your order, symbolizing the bond that you will share with them. Count Johann, Mistress Morgan, Master Abram, Master Ian, Countess Kita. As members of the peerage, do you now affirm that Marion has grown in gentle virtue and to valor grace, the hallmarks of a peer?
Your Royal Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses, the Honorable Lady, Marion Forrester is eminently known for her scrolls, for her research, for the things that she does in the arts. But I would speak about something a little bit different that I find a kindred spirit in, and that is the virtue of courage. That she seeks out competition, that she finds places to stand before a judge and say, judge my art, judge my research. I recognize in her the very same bruises that I see on my arm that she sees in the judgment of a competition. And she has excelled in this competition. Baronial champion, kingdom champion, queen's prizes, the list goes on and can be continued ad nauseum. But she is not a peer for winning. She is a peer for what she does in those offices. She is a peer for how she encourages the arts. She is a peer for what she does as champion and what she will continue to do in this new role for her. And so I, Johann, certainly commend, along with my brothers and sisters of the Order of Chivalry, the Honorable Lady Marion Forrester, to the Order of the Laurel.
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, good gentles and celebrants all. I am Mistress Morgan Roanwaite, and I have the great honor of speaking for the Order of the Laurel regarding the outstanding merits of our beloved Marion Forrester. Marion was first brought to my attention through an ex-boyfriend. He knew her and her ex-husband, Tanamitsu and Palantir, and told me they were moving here to Caerthe. Hey, human ladies are pretty cool. You can check them out. And they were indeed pretty cool. Our families became good friends, and they comfortably settled in to their new groups and their new shire. Marion quickly proved herself to be very creative, and not just in showing creativity. She creates. She creates beautiful award schools, that many are thrilled to hang on their walls. She creates pigments from animals and plants and minerals. She creates period brushes to use with period paints made with her period pigments. She also creates spaces and opportunities to create. She is always happy to share her research and teaches her skills. She has taught innumerable classes, both in person and via remote venues during our plague era. Before we had to be mindful of social distancing, she regularly opened up her home to A&S classes or largesse making parties.
She doesn't solely focus on her own arts. She nurtures the arts of others as well as she nurtures the arts of others as well and gives them light to shine. She has even created 2 darling children. And I can personally vouch that children are period. But above all, Marion creates joy and excitement. Watching her teach is fun, and she makes her craft fun. People leave her classes and can't wait to make their own creations. Before the day is over, they've already gone online and ordered all sorts of obscure supplies they never knew they needed. And then they make the thing that Marion taught them to make. And they're so happy and proud of themselves. And then they show Marion. And she's happy and proud of them. So much happiness. And all because she enjoyed something. And she enjoyed making and learning about something. And she shared that skill and that knowledge and that joy. What more could you ask of a teacher and a scholar? Your Majesties, there is no question here. Marion Foster is my peer.
I'm not sure I can follow it. Your Majesties, gathered noble, gentle law. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of Marion for the Order of the Pelican today. I wrote down things, but I may go off script after that. I met the ladyship Marion when she moved here to our kingdom many years ago, and she approached me about getting involved in the scribal arts. And she was very wary about her ability to do it, especially calligraphy, but took to it like a natural, and has inspired me incredibly since then. Partially her confidence in her art that she brings to it, but her heart as a teacher and as a community builder, more than anything, that truly inspires me and makes her an asset to our organization. She has found in our kingdom a wealth of service opportunities, and that's what we look for in peer. As a Pelican, service more than anything else. As a baronial scribe, and as Kingdom A&S minister for a number of years. But also as our baronial champion, and as Kingdom A&S champion. All those require tremendous dedication and time. And more than anything, Marion, you've been an inspiration to me. You took me from doing just using pens to period cakes, period materials, and that was an inspiration. You've worked tirelessly to help grow our A&S community through demos, classes, and as she said, opening your home, both before and during these troubling times. None of this was for your own benefit. It was for the benefit to see others grow and learn and to build our organization. For all of this and many, many other reasons, I will give my heartfelt support for her inclusion in the organization. Your inspiration.
Majesties, Your Highness, assembled nobles, all. I am Ian Raven, a Tadcaster. I am Harold. I am a fencer, and I am a scribe. And I thank you for giving me leave to speak on Marion on behalf of the Order of Defense. Marion is one of the first scribes who I knew by name when we moved to the Outlands. Her work was really good then, and it's only continued to get better over time. That said, it was her efforts with period pigments and methods and materials which really sat me back on my heels. As we look to the masters and we strive to turn their books and their works into a living art, so does she. And as she looked at things and said, oh, they've turned their environments into specific pigments, she turned that into, I bet I can make New Mexico into a pig. I was excited by that. And that elicited several thoughts in my mind. First, she's so good, I should quit scribing so as not to embarrass her. The second, all right, what if I infused my work with as much effort towards the period? And a third reaction, I want her to illuminate my peerage scroll. And I got that. Now, have you taken her period pigments classes? Have you taken her period brush classes? She serves your populace with deeply interesting and accessible classes, freely, cheerfully, and gives of what she has learned. I'm proud to say that I have produced at least 3 scrolls with brushes I made in her class at Battlemore, one of which I made at that Battlemore. I'm also proud to say that I have some of the Shire of White Mountain on my peerage scroll, because she turned New Mexico into a pigment. Not only does she wield a brush with a finesse worthy of a master of defense, she unstintingly wields her knowledge with similar finesse. And she does both while wearing the largest smile that any of us know. So I assure you then, Your Majesties, your faith in her is well placed. Marion is my peer, and you elevate her with the support of the defense.
Your Majesty. I can't do it. I can't do it, it's too muffled. I'm here to speak on as a royal peer, and it sucks that I have to go last because everybody has said really, really incredible and truthful things. I think one of the things that helped me the most when I was crowned was when peers would give me their authentic truth. And it's really scary to do that. It's really scary, not just in the SCA, but in society as a whole, to present your thoughts, your ideas, your honest truth to someone, especially if the crown is not happy about what you're saying, or if you are dissenting with the circle. It can be really scary. But I don't think that Marion's going to have a problem with that. So a couple years ago, I went to an event with Marion and some friends, and I didn't know her very well. And on the way down, we had these conversations. We had like a 3-hour-long conversation about the chemistry of pigments. It was incredible. You should have that conversation. And on the way back, on the side of the road, there was this really beautiful, deep red dirt. And she noticed it, and she was like, that dirt's really cool. And we were like, yeah, it must have like a real high iron content. And she was like, I want some of that dirt. We were like, okay, so we stopped in the middle of the King's Highway, in the middle of nowhere, and got a bag, and we like got some dirt in this bag for her to make a pigment. And through that experience and many other experiences that I've had with Marion over the years, I've noticed that she is an authentic, genuine, truthful person. And I think that there is no greater boon that she can give to the crown. There's no greater gift. Because the crown does not know everyone. We don't see everything. We don't have everybody's experiences. We can't do this without our peers. We rely so heavily on our peers. And if they don't speak their truth, we'll never know it. And I think that Marion will absolutely give that truth to you. From now until the end of time, or the end of the kingdom, or whatever, when the crown says, Marion, what is your truth, she will give it to them. And I think that will elevate our kingdom. And Your Majesties, I agree. I just absolutely agree. For this reason, and for like 100 other reasons, I agree with your decision today. I think it's a good, incredible decision, and I think that she will be an exceptional leader.
Gentle peers, we thank you for your wise counsel. Bring forth my sword. Your Ladyship Marion, you have been deemed fit for this high estate by your peers, and have indicated your willingness to accept this honor from our hands. Will you now swear, by all that you hold sacred, true, and holy, that you will honor and defend the crown and kingdom of the Outlands?
I will.
That you will persevere in your pursuit of excellence in the arts and sciences, thereby bringing honor to your order, glory to your name, and to the better benefit of the kingdom of the Outlands.
I will.
That you will share your skills with those who have an earnest desire to learn.
I will.
That you will be courteous and honor your peers of the chivalry, of the laurel, of the pelican, and of the defense.
I will.
That you will conduct yourself in all matters as befits the spirit. Continuing to practice the virtues of chivalry, nobility, personal integrity, to the benefit of your own good name and to the greater glory of the Outlands.
I will.
But having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Bela and Narissa, by right of arms, grace and favor, King and Queen of the Outlands, do proclaim you, Marion, to be a companion in the ancient and honorable Order of the Laurel.
Hi, I'm Mistress Lucky from Palantir, and Marion has been my friend for a very long time, since college. And I come from Palantir with a medallion made by many hands of our friends from there, and they send their love, and that we support you, and that you are not alone as a peer, and that we all love you. Thank you.
Is there a chaplet? This chaplet is made of the noble plant from which your order takes its name. It was in ancient times the preeminent mark of excellence. Wear it then in token of the merited opinion of your companions.
At this time, I would swear fealty, Your Majesties.
It would honor us greatly to hear your fealty.
This day do I swear homage and fealty to my sovereign lord and lady, Bela and Narissa, by right of arms, king and queen of the Outlands. And from this day forward, my liege lord and lady, I will be true in all things and serve you faithfully. This do I swear by my honor and the high ideals which I hold as a peer. So say I, Marion Forrester.
We hear your oaths and accept your fealty, and do pledge to you that from this day forward until the end of our reign, you are a liege woman. We will honor and defend your order and protect your rights as a peer, and we will protect the trust that you have placed in us, mighty with justice, tempered with mercy. Arise, Mistress Marion. Let the scroll be read.
Draw nigh, good gentles, and hearken to the words spoken here. We, Bela and Narissa, King and Queen of the glorious Outlands, greet you well. Be aware that we have seen and heard of great knowledge and talents of our subject Marion Forrester. Her work in creating and using pigments is legendary. She balances the joy of her children, the poisonous ingredients, and kittens stepping across fresh paint with great patience. Squirrel, as she is known in private, revels in sharing her mastery and her joy with our good populace and those around the known world. Therefore, it is our pleasure and intent to advance her in honor and admit her into the right noble order of the laurel. We do hereby elevate and ratify those arms of her design previously granted and bestow upon her by our College of Arms and by the letters patent to wit, Vert, Semi of Dragonflies Argent, which Mistress Marion shall hold for her sole and unique use throughout our lands and beyond as a sign of the high esteem with which she is held. To which we set our hands on our Barony of Caerthe this 8th day of January, 56th year of our society. 3 cheers for Mistress Marion! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! My apologies.
Just don't go for the hat trick. Maybe by the end of the reign, the herald can pronounce character. We'll see.
One more shot.
Only if he cares stuff.
The crown now calls forth the Honorable Lord Egil Thorson to come before this court and company.
Your Majesty, Your Highnesses, good peers joining us this day, and good nobles standing out for us. I bring before you a man that earlier in this reign was offered admittance into the Order of the Laurel. He's had a bit of time as a vigilant, and has taken upon himself during that time to further his own studies, as well as his own teachings, in armory, in blacksmithing, in woodworking, in brewing, in song, and in teaching. Your Majesty, I bring forth his Lordship Egil to answer the question that you posed to him.
Egil, have you undertaken to accept companionship in the ancient honorable Order of the Laurel that was offered to you not that long ago in the Kingdom of Arts and Sciences before the dark times?
Yes, I have. My answer is yes.
This greatly pleases us.
Bring forth the medallion. Let this medallion be passed from hand to hand, members of your order, to symbolize the bond that you will share with them. Sir Mavrici, Master Reese, Mistress Christine, Duke Rothstar, Master Ian, sorry, out of order. As members of the peerage, do you now affirm that Egil has grown in gentle virtue and chivalric grace, the hallmarks of a peer?
Your Majesty, good generals, I had the honor of meeting this man at an arts and sciences competition, which is sort of fitting. I met him because I was the Earl Marshal and they asked me to step down and meet a couple people from the Drachamore area. Our kingdom is landlocked. Imagine my surprise when I came and I found this gentleman sitting next to a Viking longship. But we got the chance to sit and talk. And we got to talk about more things than just the arts with him. We got to talk about his view of chivalry, his view of honor, his view of the things that most people refer to as the knightly virtues. This is a good thing, because all peerages are basically that, the knightly virtues with a slightly different prowess. I have the honor of saying that I have been able to stay with this man in his home and have long conversations with him about these things. I have seen his arts, I have seen his teaching. I have spoken with him with other members of my order. All of us believe that this man is a peer. Your Majesties, it greatly pleases me to say, this man is my brother too.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, good generals, it has been my privilege to know the Honorable Lord Egil since he first came to our kingdom. He's a warrior, a leader, but most of all, an artist extraordinaire. He has researched and created beautiful works of art, from Viking longbows, to cast medallions, to lyres, to tiny bone flutes. He has endeavored to teach all of these crafts to anyone and everyone who's willing to listen. In consultation with my brothers and sisters of the Laurel, I do affirm his qualifications and heartily welcome him as my brother.
Your Majesties,
Highnesses, good people all, I bring the words of Mistress Christine. She could not be with us today, but she would like to have them read for him. She writes these words in testament to the Honorable Lord Aegel's sure and sincere service. She became fast friends with him while living in the far-flung Shire of Drakhamore. At that time, the young, fighter-driven Shire was ebbing. Many fighters were too broken and too tired to continue fighting, and knew no other way to continue life in the Shire. At that time, through Aegel's willingness to travel to the Shire, to bring his knowledge, his materials, and his tools, he brought a new way to live, and a spark of life back to the Shire. He taught us not only the many facets of the arts, but how to build community, and through inclusive activities that everyone could participate in. And by encouraging and sponsoring feasting with merriment and camaraderie, he has brought them all together. Since then, she has witnessed him in his strong and steady service. Not an event goes by where he does not serve a shift at gate or the watch, but he does not teach a class, as well as provide food and shelter to those nearby. Aegel's comportment and bearing are that of a peer. He is humble and kind and generous. He is unceasing in his service, and she is honored to recommend him as a peerage from the Order of the Count.
Greetings again. I remain Ian Raven. And once again, I thank you for giving me leave to speak on this candidate. I have a lot of things written down here, and I think I'm going to punt because many of them are exactly as people have said. I have shared our far-flung Shire with this gentleman for almost a decade, and in that time, I have never known him to be anything other than generous and a driving force for all the things that we do in our society. From having people over to his house to say, let me show you how to make some armor. Let me show you how to make that armor a little bit stronger. Let me show you how to make a musical instrument. We go to his house for a weekend A&S project thing and come home with a real playable Trozingen lyre. I own one because of this man. I built it because of this man. He teaches people, he gives of himself, his time, his materials, his know-how. And if that's not an example of prowess in a very specific artistic endeavor in service, I do not know what is. I feel your decision is right and just, and you elevate Aegel with a significant difference.
Your Majesties, hear the true words of Hrothgar Monomoch, and know that while it saddens me to miss this great occasion, Countess Matilda speaks my voice this day. First, I will say I do not know Aegel well. Distance and circumstance have kept me from knowing him as well as I would like. But I will also say this, that since the day I met him, almost 7 years ago now, I have felt that this man should be a member of the Order of the Laurel. That day, after seeing his skill in crafting and hearing him share his knowledge freely with many of us who were eager to learn, he went on to tell a tale at the feast that evening so memorable that Ingrid still recalls it now as an inspiration to her. His skill and knowledge of the arts were so great and his demeanor so kind that it struck me then that this man should be a peer. In the time since that first meeting, all the deeds and actions I have seen from him has done nothing but make me feel more certain of that first impression. In speaking with Aegel, I learned that he has a Viking boat, which he built for himself, just to make it. When he shared this with me, the idea of it captured my mind, because a ship is a piece of history so iconic and important to Norse culture, and yet so exceedingly rare in the present day. Several months later, I asked him if he would be willing to give us use of it for a stepping down ceremony, and he agreed without hesitation. Being able to employ such a magnificent piece of historical art as a focal point made possible a truly rare medieval moment for me, as I believe it did for many others. His generosity that day was not without several grave challenges, some of which I didn't learn of until well after the fact. and Egil thankfully handled them all with aplomb. He did all this for someone who he hardly knew in order to help bring the dream to life. Egil gives generously of his knowledge, his wisdom, and the works of his hands. He inspires art. His art inspires wonder with its beauty. His art inspires others to practice art. I have watched his beautiful and functional musical instruments go to laurels to learn new skills and inspire newcomers to try new things. His art inspires me. That, Your Majesties, is what a member of this order should be, and I wholeheartedly endorse him to this honor. Thank you.
Gentle peers, we thank you for your wise counsel. Bring forth lightning. Egil, you have been deemed fit for this high estate by your peers, and have indicated your willingness to accept this honor from our hands. Will you now swear, by all that you hold sacred, true, and holy, that you will honor and defend the crown and kingdom of the Outlands? As you will persevere in your pursuit of excellence in the arts and sciences, thereby bringing honor to your order, your good name, and to the better benefit of the Outlands.
That you will share your skills with those who have an earnest desire to learn.
I will.
That you will be courteous and honor your peers of the chivalry, of the laurel, of the pelican, and of the defense.
I will.
That you will conduct yourself in all manners as befits a peer.
I will.
Continuing to practice the virtues of chivalry, nobility, and personal integrity, to the benefit of your own name and to the greater glory of the Outlands.
I will.
But having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Bela and Narissa, by right of arms and grace and favor, King and Queen of the Outlands, do proclaim you, Egil, a companion in the ancient and honorable order of the Laurel.
Bring forth the medallion. Take from our hands this medallion, which bears the laurel, that is the symbol of your order. Wear it always with great honor. Wear it always with humility.
Is there a chaplet?
No.
Nope. Magic.
Is there a cloak?
There's a case.
Be robed as befits your new estate.
Yes, I do. This day I do render homage and fealty to my sovereign Lord and Lady, Bela and Narissa, by right of arms, King and Queen of the Outlands. From this day forward, will be my liege Lord and Lady. I'll be remain true and always, serving them faithfully. This do I swear.
By my honor and the high ideals which I hold appear in this realm.
By my honor and my high ideals that I hold for this peer.
So say I.
So say I, Egil Thorson.
We hear your oaths and accept your fealty, and do pledge to you that from this day forward until the end of our reign, you are our liege man. We will defend your order and protect your rights as a peer, and protect the trust that you have placed in us, mighty with justice, tempered with mercy. Arise, Master Egil. Let the roll be read.
Look, listen, learn, create, teach. In the time of great sickness, a blessing. Egil was created a laurel man by Bela, Outlands King, and Narissa, his queen.
Three cheers.
3 cheers for Master Angle. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
Master Eagle, Maester Isabella, Mistress Marion, please go now and join your peers.
Three cheers for our newest laurel. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah!
So one quick thing before we go. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who came here today. You have shown the known world what it means to be an Outlander and to persevere through challenging times. We are known for our hospitality and for finding a way to make things happen. So thank you all for being here today and for making this awesome event take place. Next weekend, 1 week from today, in the Barony of the Citadel of the Southern Pass, please join us as our wonderful heirs will be taking over.
There being no further business, this hereby closes the court of their Majesties, Bella and Narissa, in their lands of the Barony of Caerthe. Long live the King!
Long live the King!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Queen!
Long live the Crown Prince!
Long live the Crown Prince!
Long live the Crown Princess!
Long live the Crown Princess!
Long live the Outlands!
Thanks, everyone.
We've already made
We'll sign those.